The job of a switch is to first of all do listening. What do we mean by listening? It has to be listening for traffic. It's more like it has to have that ear to be listening for traffic. Is anybody trying to ask for information or try to send something? It's also the job of the switch to do what we call learning. Learning means that if somebody is trying to send information, the switch should be in that position to keep track of or record the person's IP address. Maybe this PC is trying to send information, but it will still have to go through the switch. So the switch will say that, I've seen this IP address 192.168.1.1. It's coming from a PC with a MAC address of AB. But that PC is connected on port F0/1. And this is going to be in a table. And this table is how the switch is able to get information and say, okay, let me pass it to this person because this is the person that requires that information. So basically, learning means that anytime it receives information, it should be able to keep track of where it's coming from. So the IP address, the MAC address, and the port. And that's what learning is. There's also another thing the switch will be able to do, another functionality of the switch, which is called forwarding. Forwarding means that when a switch receives information, based on the records it has, it should be able to correctly send the information to the respective port that has that particular MAC address or IP address that we want to go to. And so the switch is doing three things. It's doing listening, which means it has to listen for traffic. It's doing learning, means that it has to record the MAC addresses and IP addresses. It's also doing forwarding because it has to also send information from one device to the other without any conflict. So it keeps records and then it forwards the records.